What do we know, everybody? Today we get to perform a service on this Case IH Magnum 280. Now this is a really nice tractor. I think the year is 2017. Don't quote me on that. Really nice tractor. And the backstory I got on it was bought new in Utah. Then a guy in southern Nebraska bought it and they hauled it down here for him. Then this guy was looking for a tractor and they finally come across this one after about a year. The guy down south Nebraska sold it. He went down, picked it up. Really kind of crazy how these dealerships work. Around here it isn't so much go in and look at what they got on the lot. That you go in, you tell them what you want, and then they search and they find exactly what you're after. But really nice tractor, fairly new tractor. A lot of really neat stuff. Filter's a little different than most of the stuff you'll be used to, which is cool. But what I do in a service, just to kind of break it down, because I don't always show you everything I do, but all the filters, hydraulic filters I usually don't show you, fuel filters, oil filter, every filter that comes with it, and then obviously go around, grease everything, make sure everything's good to go. But I'm going to show you a few things about this and we'll get started. So first thing is obviously the hood. There's our release. Nice and easy. We'll go around this side and we'll show you a few things. This guy right here, that's our oil filter. There's the canister style. Then right here, you can see we got a cover. Lift that up, pull that back, lift it up and out of there. There's your air filter. It had been replaced recently, so we're not going to mess with that. Then we got that guy down there, kind of a pre-fuel filter. Over here on the right side, we got this guy. That is a fuel filter, canister style fuel filter. And you can see you got your bleeder screw up here. You can use a vacuum bleeder to bleed the fuel system, which is really handy. Not sure if we're going to need to do that today, but just so you know it's there. Then my least favorite part of this is the drain plug. And it's down in here and I'll show you where it's at. Okay, so now we're on the ground. You can see this hose right here. That is your drain hose. Which means that up in here, I don't even know if I can get to where you can see it. There you go. Kinda. Yeah, flip you around. Anywho, up in there is a little petcock, little T-valve. Got to flip it to drain the oil. And you can see how tight it is. You can't hardly get your hand up there to do it. Not a very good design at all. They actually built all that before they put the plastic cover over the drive line or drive shaft. So, probably decent in engineering, horrible in practice. Same as a lot of things. Another thing about this is it got about 7 gallons of oil in it, so you need to switch 5-gallon buckets halfway through, which isn't a big deal. You just got to keep on it, pay attention to it. And there's sometimes these canisters are very, very difficult to get loose and to break free. So keep that in mind as well. But I guess I'm going to get my buckets and we'll get this oil started draining, and then we'll move on from there. So, right up there you can kind of see that valve. You got to twist it counterclockwise, just like you're loosening anything up. And I literally just stuck these up through there, found it, twisted it. Not the easiest thing, but it worked. Alright, I got my bucket switched around. My next order of business, oil filter. Got a pipe wrench. You can have a wrench that'll fit the end of this guy. I got filter wrenches, nothing fits here. You can also use a strap wrench, put a strap wrench around it and that will pull it off. But this thing, it's like everything else on this tractor, just sealed nice and tight. Get that tight. There she goes. So be careful, you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to smack any of these lines. You don't want to ruin the canister. Oh, come on, buddy. There she goes. Now let's see if I can. There she goes. Just like that. And this will twist. Give me a rag. Yeah, I'll mess with that here in a second. But at least we got this off. I'll go ahead, clean that up, get this insert out, put the new one in, and we'll be good to go. Okay. The main thing that I'm worried about is right in here, towards the edge on this flange, because that is where our gasket seals, our little O-ring seals, or big O-ring. You can see, pull this guy out, that filter is dirty and it's done. We'll go ahead and clean this. Just clean the most out of it that we can. Not always going to be able to get everything out of this one, but get every little bit that you possibly can. I think that's good. Now, we have our new filter. New filter has an O-ring on the tip, just like the other one did. And then you also get your big O-ring that goes on your canister. So first things first, grab my little hook here. Pull that guy off. Go ahead, get this new guy. Get him on there in his little slot. And we got some new oil I put on my finger. We're going to go ahead and lube that O-ring up so it doesn't roll. It just slides right in there. And we'll go ahead and get this guy. So I got two sealing points. I got this one, which goes towards the tractor, and this one that goes down in the canister. You'll see I got clips in there, which will hold that inside of the canister right where it's supposed to. And then I try to line up these notches. There we go. Got it pushed in, clipped in. Now I can go ahead just thread this guy on here. And I'm paying attention to that O-ring as I'm going in to make sure I'm not rolling it, because then we'll have a leak and we don't want leaks. There we go. The first time I ever did this, I thought it was screwing in too hard, so I kept pulling the thing back off. I wasn't rolling a ring, it's just how this one is. I don't get it, but that's just how it is. Now we're in there nice and tight, and that oil filter is done. Easy as that. Alright, here you can see this fuel filter, and you can't really see it, but there's a little C-clip, or whatever you want to call it, in there. So I gotta get in here. You can use a screwdriver, you can use a hook. I'm using a hook because I got it handy. There you go. Pull that out, make sure you know where it went. Then you can pull that plug out, just like that. Now I can go ahead and pull that filter off. All right. Adjust that a bit. Maybe. Go. All right, next order of business, we gotta pull this plug off. Should just thread off of there like that. There you go. We'll take new filter. Pull this piece off. Just like that. I'm going to go ahead and clean this up a little. rag. Go. I'll go ahead, thread these both together. That way I can plug her back in when I need to. Now, I'm going to go ahead and fill this with diesel. There we go. Come on, buddy. There she goes. There we are. Now that guy's done. Alright, so this guy here is the same concept as the oil filter. Pipe wrench on it. Maybe. Just like that. Now let's see. There she releases some pressure. And if I was ever so inclined, what I probably should have done was loosen the bleeder screw up top there, release that pressure, would have come off easier. There we go, release that paper filter. There you can see. So now, I'm going to go grab the new filter and show you what that looks like. I don't know if you guys can hear that sound, but it's sucking air back into the system. Hence your vacuum bleeder part. And here we got our new paper fuel filter. And it also comes with our big O-ring, which we need. I'll go ahead. Grab my hook. Pull this big one off. I'll go ahead and put this one on. Now, an old semi trick, if you're having trouble getting this O-ring to seal, you can always put just a little bit of grease on there, rub it all the way around. For this, I'm just going to use diesel. It should seal. If it don't, we'll switch it. Now we got this. We're supposed to put it in. Rotate. Just like that. We'll lube this one up a little bit too. And then I'm going to go take my diesel. I'm going to try to get it right in that little hole there. There we go. Make sure that's all clean, which it should be. Go. Cinch that. And now we're going to bleed this just a little bit, just to be safe. Okay, we're going to use vacuum bleeder. Yeah, we're going to switch my wrench up here. Let's see if this attachment works. Sometimes it works, it breaks, sometimes it don't, so we'll see what it does here. There, we're getting some bubbles. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. See them bubbles coming. Well, I'm going to keep doing this till we get a nice stream of fuel, and we'll go from there. All right, got that all bled out. Took a couple of minutes, not a big deal, pretty simple to do. You just keep pumping on that, open the bleeder screw. Keep doing that over and over again until you get a steady stream of diesel out of there. That way the system's all primed up and everything should be good. So now I'm going to get back underneath of here. I'm going to close off the drain petcock, and I'm going to start putting my 7 gallons of oil in, and then we'll see where we're at. All right, got oil in, got my fuel switch there on the filter plugged back in. So now we're going to fire this thing up. I'm going to show you how to reset some things on the computer. All right. Now to wait on this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to push the back button, go to toolbox, go to service, 300 hours, click that, tell you what it's for. Okay, 400. Okay. So we're gonna click on that. Service done. Yes. This one for the 400 is for the the air filter, which we have already done. And that's when everything got reset. Don't know why they reset the oil and everything else when they did that, but that's how it is. So we'll go ahead and click back, go to run. Now it's back on their main screen. And then we can go ahead, shut off the tractor, and that will turn off on its own. So as you can see, this stuff isn't all that difficult. This tractor is a little bit more of a pain than the other ones because it's not just screw on, screw off. It's a little more that goes into it, especially bleeding the fuel system, which isn't that hard to do. And honest to goodness, I probably could have just cranked and cranked and cranked until fuel caught up and it bled the air out on its own, but I'm not about that. I don't think that's good for the engine. So do it that way, bleed the air out, everything works fine. But I'm going to go ahead and grease things, change the hydraulic filters, and everything will be peachy. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I know I enjoy making them. As always, I thank you all for watching.